1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Let's load. I wonder. I think I got everything I need to know. Ask about Shizune's deafness, or ask about the library. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe the library is a route, so, I don't really remember that, but, well, we'll see. Ask about the library. Oh yeah, is there a library in the school? Lately I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear that she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again. There is! It's in the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they were talking about secret girl stuff or something. Sign language, maybe. I quickly noticed a conversation in sign is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. That dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone from just our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as I walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students, and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's a long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Beside me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Sign language. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We've got to hurry already, since there is a lot of work for us to do. Sign language. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Ah, wait. The teacher said I have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on. The nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell, and outside with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. Excuse me. Yeah. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually part of the main building. Sign language. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office, and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. A swimming pool? A swimming pool. How is that official? Sign language. Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks, bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education. I guess it's necessary for a place like this? I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit, like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse, and a nameplate. A voice from inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large, and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He is a young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name, or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I should probably grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come meet you. My name is Hizawa Nakai. His eyes light up with revelation, and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai? I was just reading your file in the morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes? Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said that. I mean, come on, Hizawa, like, grow like a funny bone or something, man. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now, let me just find your file again. While he searches for something on his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It is the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a nurse's office. A school's nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So you already have medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. I mean, like, yeah, man, I box a lot. I go, Alright, sorry. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to recommend you refrain from doing that. At least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow. But really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport. Just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous for your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There's no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestepped the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming? Maybe. There's a pool here. So I was told. You were. Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk. Obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit, indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building. Although to my eyes, they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students. So I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they are going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms. Shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel, because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick. Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. Same goes for the elevators at the ends of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside are a few students watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose it's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank, So I guess there's just two of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117. So I knock lightly. Okay, I'm gonna take a bit of a break here to, basically, the best character in the game is about to show up. Hello, is anyone home? From inside, I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Who is it? Blind? No. At least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Hizao Nakai. I'm moving into the next room. I thought I'd introduce His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup, dude? The name's Kenji. Hi? I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because they could have been some other people too. You can't judge a book by its cover. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly, as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hizao. Me, I don't think I can trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you are smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind. It doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, and then shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room. Impersonal. Like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier when they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. It also seems there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, Hee-chan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that these don't fit. You should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you could always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kinda hoped I would have. Then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps going until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming, and for the entire day too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now, The bottles of medications, neatly arranged on my night table, catch my eye. I pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Hazao Nakai. 2 tablets daily to stay alive. It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. It's kind of twisted, having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. ... I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain. And after that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm, and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. I don't know, does every episode being 40 minutes sound good? Okay. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room. This is the 3rd room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that, indeed, it's me who's supposed to be the one living here. My bag's on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating until I open a bottle and shake out a pill and pop out a tablet from the foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on my new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one. A natural one. It feels like a school uniform as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday. Misha's constant laughter, and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I don't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs? If so, I wonder if I should join one. All through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decide to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. Sign language. Sign language. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat. Sign language. Sorry, Shishan. Is there something you wanted from me? I see. What's a good question, Hishan? My first thought is that my first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Sign language. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events, like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transferred in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. I don't know, Yuchan. The truth is that it's a local event, and I'm not from this area, so... She starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish, and starts signing hard and heavy. Sign language. Huh? Oh. Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud. I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud! Sign language. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and the beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. Sign language. Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you can play to win prizes. The teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long, wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though, brushing it off without care. Sign language. We are in the middle of class and should start working. That's right, Shishan. What? That's right. Hichan, are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me. But I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone has also changed. Although, it does that every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything? Hichan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me after looking at the girl who left? No, nothing. Sign language. Okay, well, we were asking, so you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? Sure. Sign language. Yay! Okay, Hichan, perfect. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I had the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm just glad we finished at all. It's not a contest or anything. Sign language. Yes, it is, Hichan. Impossible. Really? Really. I noticed it before. But it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at any given time. Honestly, Misha is like an excellent interpreter. Like, like honestly, just she is on the ball. Obviously, it must be so Chizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Chizune? I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Chizune can't hear me. But it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, at least she's not looking at me. This is all very confusing. It will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Chizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me, as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Alright, is this like the, I have a feeling we have like a route choice coming up, but I don't remember it. Sign language. Are you sure, Hichan? Very sure. Sign language. You're wrong, Hichan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Chizune pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I'd argue more, but the bell rings, and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me unexpectedly. Expectantly. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just, like, adding stuff to words now, I'm sorry. I had almost forgotten I was supposed to have lunch with them. Sign language. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside, near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there's a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Chizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classroom or outdoors? I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finished eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hichan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right. Sign language. Right, Chichan? Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture, as if she was about to deliver a speech. Hichan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There's a book club, right, Chichan? Right, but it seems they have all the members they could possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan, it's a really popular club. Sign language. Okay. But more to the point, Hichan, does that mean you don't have anything already in mind? Not really? Sign language. Good, great, that's great, Hichan. Really great. Why is it so great? No reason. No reason. You know, I'm starting to get, like, some memories back. Well, Hichan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there is one other thing. Student council! I see. I didn't know the school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this, because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it, and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a matter of speaking, after all. It's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. Sign language. Right. Hichan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use some people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hichan. Chichan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Chichan is the president. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Sign language. Of course, we're not going to get you to join because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council, and therefore have an incentive to try and get you to... So you're admitting that... Sign language. No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hichan, of course it would be nice if you joined. We'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. One thing I have to say about that, like, American student councils, like, we really don't do anything. I was in my student council the freshman year of my high school. At the, like, first, semester, I eventually left the thing. But, like, student council is... You basically do nothing, right? Like, sure, it's, like, planning events and stuff and, like, trying to get stuff together, yada yada, but, like, you guys pretty much do nothing in student council, pretty much. It's just... Yeah, whatever, student governance, there's, like, the treasurer and all this other stuff, but, it also could have been just, my high school, because I did live in a pretty, crappy area, so, I don't know. Yep, it's true, Hichan. Besides, you don't want to spend time with us after school. It's true, Hichan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hichan? I can't tell if she's being genuine, or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying their hard to look their cutest, although they are pretty cute to begin with. Okay, I guess. Well, sign language. So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hichan. What? No! Get me out of here! Aw, see, Chi-chan? Of course it wouldn't go that easily. Sign language. Yep, that's right. Though it would be so boring if that went that smoothly. Oh well. Chi-chan owes me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. Sign language. That's interesting, Hichan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hichan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. Give me your free time. No, absolutely not. Why not? Well, because you both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? Sign language. I think I'm just gonna stop with the sign language thing. I think it was pretty okay at first, but like, the more that this shows up, right? I can't say sign language over and over again. It's getting annoying. Like, I guess it was okay at first, but now it's just like every time she speaks, every time. Anyways, yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal. but that means that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I will have to decline. Ichan, I'm very offended. Are you saying that you don't trust us, and that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. Yeah, that's the bad thing about an interpreter. It's like, it's like playing a game of telephone. Like, honestly, I might have thought about spoiling something, but I stopped myself. Let's move on. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No. How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle, then you try to shoot it past goalposts that the other player makes with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people. Hey, John. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children, Chishan. It's the game that really separates the boys from the men. What is this? More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not gonna play that either. The fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How didn't you know, Hicha? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even known anybody who is a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Hichan, how about Risk? The game of world domination. I don't know what that is. It's really fun, Hichan. You fight for control of the world, with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Really, Chichan? We can play just for fun, Hichan. Chichan hasn't played in a long time. So if you want to, there's no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay. Perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hichan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end, I agree. But only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete by just accepting to take a look around and play the game with her. Lunch ends, and we go back to class. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice. Or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I've been considering it, nevertheless. I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, Hichan? That's right, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know. Misha, this seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Oh lords, oh heavens. I mean, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just seems like it'd be so plausible. Alright. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys so on top of me seem a little silly. That's not true, Hichan. Chichan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. So that's why you're on guard. Life is threatened. Her expression unchanging. Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hand behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that, I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's very plain. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room. Although it's quite large. Maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center, surrounded by chairs. And a smaller desk prominently placed in the back, that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks, and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old-school records and documents. Not much else, in fact. Nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant here or something. But the most noticeable thing about... I'm sorry. But the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? No. What do you mean, no? Does that mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I managed to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. Hichan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain it to you while we set everything up. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics of a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault from 2 fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Chichan wants to know that you're taking too long to make a move. Chichan also says she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no. Chichan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who would spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know what that word means or how it's signed. So she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temples, as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, slow down, Chi-chan. Chi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. She says, you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. Alright, well, I'm going to, save here. Alright, okay, there's a will to lose. Alright. Return. Okay. So. It's a trap, it's smarter to play defensively, or she has a point, attack aggressively. Now what I'm thinking is that let's just try to end the game, so attack aggressively. She's either mocking me or trying to trick me. I have nothing else to lose though, so it might be as well to try something different. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantage. Shizune seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents to gain more small countries. It's worth a shot. A few turns later, I end up losing the game anyway. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously, and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. I win, yay! There's no need to translate that, it's pretty clear. Don't look so sad, Hichan. You're really giving it your best. That's what I thought. Sometimes your best isn't good enough, though. If anyone knows that, it's me! You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. Hichan, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. That's a very daring move. Hichan is impressed. The mark of great people is that they are daring, and that they can follow through. You're already halfway there. Isn't that great? That isn't enough, though. Just potential isn't enough. There's no point to potential if you don't make the first step. And there's no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. You're right, Chi-chan. But that's so demanding. Shizune leans forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful, and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start. Hichan, would you like to join the student council? She doesn't waste any time, does she? But it's only my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing to something so early. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet. But spending time with Shizune and Misha doesn't seem like something I would hate. I still need some more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe. I'll get back to you on it. Okay, Hichan. But I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad. No, really. Really? Hichan, if you're going to say that, you're saying that is definitely the truth. And there can't be any mistaking it. I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing at the very least. Shizune smiles at that in a mischievous way that tells me... Shizune smiles in a mischievous way that feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Chi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor, can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks, it's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. one flight of stairs up, and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, and plain like only hallways can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them? Or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, though, just barely ajar, so that I could see that it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside, and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push at the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school can't be shaken from my mind, so much that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though is much easier to open than I had anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible. The meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. Dot dot dot. Also, I think now might be a good time to stop playing. Oh no, should I continue? I mean, it's close to an hour, so... Well, I'll just create a new there you go. Okay. I feel like I barely did any progress today, but, you know, I'm just gonna chip through this game, honestly. Just do little chips, like, chipping through it, and, yeah. I also haven't uploaded, like, the first part of this either, so... Yeah, I don't know, like, would you... If anyone actually watches this, would they like to have longer than an hour things, like just me reading through this? I know my voice isn't as good as the first episode, and that's because, you know, like the first episode, like I was like awake and active and things like that, but this episode I was just kind of a bit groggy today, so you know, I think I'm just gonna do this daily for the next while and see what happens. I don't know. I might record another episode later today. So, anyways, have an excellent time. This is Dean the Autist, and goodbye. See you next episode.